Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Eli Talks Football. Hope you guys are doing all right. Today is a brand new video, and because this is the first video since I did that Fulham pre reaction when we won 2-0. And yeah, I was so busy I couldn't able to do any content during the international break, but that's over. The Premier League is back. And yeah, Chelsea in the next 10 games, sorry, 10 days, we got 4 away trips in a row. Four. So tomorrow we got Brentford away. Then on Saturday the 7th, sorry, Wednesday the 17th, we go away to Munich to face Bayern in our in our return back to the Champions League. Then on the 20th of September, we go away to Manchester to face Manchester United, and then let me just check. Let me just take a look at the next fixtures because boy, 4 away games in 10 days is crazy. So yeah, 20th we go away to Man United. Then on Tuesday, the 23rd of September, we go away to Lincoln City. So we got 4 away games in a row. That is gonna be tough. But listen, if you guys want me to know what my expectation is for this, is let's we are it's a must-win game against Brentford. No excuses, man. Last season we didn't beat them at the stadium. Tomorrow we should do that. So Brentford away is a win. Bayern Munich away is so going to be tough. It's the likes of Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Harry Kane, Musiala, Michael Lisa as well. It's going to be tough. So I'm hoping that we can at least get a draw on that one. Hopefully, if we can beat Bayern at their own stadium like we did in 2012, then I'll be very happy. But I don't think we're going to win, so I'm hoping for a draw. But let's see if we can win. And there could be a possibility that Nicholas Jackson might be playing against us. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But I don't think it's gonna happen. My United away, I expect to win. I expect to win. You know. But the question is, do I see that happening? No, because our record at at Old Trafford is really bad. The last time we won there was in 2013, and I was in year seven. Year seven, the last time that Chelsea won at Old Trafford. So I expect nothing but a win. Anything other than that is a disgrace because my United have been bad, really bad this season. So I expect to win. Lincoln away, I expect to win because you know where is Lincoln City in the let me just have a look. Let me see where they are in the league. They're in League One and they're in eighth. So I expect Chelsea to go out there and win. Let's not be like Man United where they lost away to Grimsby. I expect a win and a battering win. Brighton at home, tough game because Brighton are a good team, but I expect to win. Benfica at home, win. The Liverpool game, I feel like this may be a draw, but we have beaten Liverpool last season, but that is when they already won the league. This time, Liverpool are trying to go for the league again, so that's going to be difficult. But hopefully, we can hopefully that Chelsea can beat Liverpool again. So out of the next and that's and those games will be before the international break in October. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, I expect Chelsea to at least either get 5 wins or maybe six. Or 5 wins, and 2 draws, if you know what I mean. Because I expect Chelsea to beat Brentford, Bayern Munich. Hopefully, we can get a draw, but if we can win, and that would be great. I expect to win against Man United away, Lincoln away, Brighton at home, Benfica away, and Liverpool at home. I'm hoping for a win, but that game could be a draw. So that's my expectation. If we don't do any of those stuff, then boy, there's going to be a big question. But yeah, the Brentford game is what we're going to start off, and it will kick off at 8 o'clock for the first time this season on Saturday night. So there we go. Now, in this video, I wanted to talk about the injuries, the players coming back, and how I think about this game. But I feel like I'm going to talk differently. Today's video is only going to be about the 74 charges that we've been that we've been, associated by the FA, because this happened yesterday before I was taking a shower. So that's going to be it. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about it, give my thoughts on it, and then I'm just going to tell you guys my predicted lineup, my predictions, and then we'll end it there. So yeah, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. So without further ado, let's start off with the FA's official statement of Chelsea Football Club. So here it is. So, the Football Association has today, or yesterday, because today's the 12th, charged Chelsea Football Club with breaches of relegations, J1 and C2 of the Footballing Ages regulations, regulations of A2 and A3 of the FA regulations on working with intermediates, and relegations A1 and B3 of the FA third party investment in players regulations. In total, 74 charges have been brought against Chelsea FC. The conduct that is the subject of charges ranges between 2009 and 2022 and primarily relates to the events which occurred between 2010 and 11 and 2015 to 16 playing seasons. Chelsea FC has until the 19th of September, which is of course next Friday, to respond. Now, Chelsea did respond, and I'm going to get that in just a minute. But all I'm going to say is that I'm a bit worried, but what I'm going to say is that this all happened under the previous owner, which is Roman Abramovich. Todd Bowley and Barley clearly had nothing to do with it. Yes, they are the ones that keep on spending, so many players, and not make us to the Champions League. But what everyone needs to understand is that the UK government, in 2022 has sanctioned Roman Abramovich, because if you guys remember, there was a war between Russia and Ukraine, and Roman Abramovich is a Russian owner, so they had to sanction him because he was a part of it. If they didn't, then the whole club will be gone, and that means no trophies and all that stuff. So I feel like the FA needs to invest, the UK government rather than Chelsea, because yes, Chelsea have been you know owning up that they're guilty, but that was under the previous owner, if you know what I mean. This has nothing to do with Toboleg Body, because they are not the ones here that bought these players for us to win a title, the likes of Aiden Hazard, William from Brazil. They are the ones who hasn't done this. This all a woman Abramovich, and in those seasons, that was the season we won the league, because we won the league in 09, 010, and in 14 to 15 season. And in those years, we won the Champions League, a few FA Cups, a few Carabao Cups, the Europa League, the Conference League, the FIFA Club World Cup, everything. So basically, in those seasons, we pretty much won everything. But that was under Roman Abramovich. This has nothing to do with Todd Bowley. So for me, I'm just hoping that the FA can understand it and just not punish Chelsea. And I'll also get to that in just a minute. But as you can see there, we have been charged of 74 because of the situation that happened between 2009 and 2022, and also 10, 11, and 50 to 16 seasons. So basically, a few decades ago. So yeah. So now, what I'm going to read you guys is the official club statement that got released for this. So here it is. So this is the club statement from Chelsea Football Club. So Chelsea Football Club is pleased to inform that its engagement with the FA concerning matters that were self-reported by the club is now reaching a conclusion. The club's ownership group completed its purchase of the club on the 30th of May 2022. That's when the likes of Todd Bowley, Clear-Legged Bowley, Lloyd Stewart came to Chelsea Football Club. During a thorough due diligence process prior to completion of the purchase, the ownership group became aware of potentially incomplete financial reporting concerning historical transitions and other potential breaches of FA rules. Immediately upon the completion of the purchase, the club self-reported these matters to all relevant regulations, including the FA. The club has demolished unprecedented transparency during this process, including by giving comprehensive access to the club files and historical data. We will continue in working collaboratively with the FA to conclude this matter as swiftly as possible. We wish to place on record our gratitude to the FA for their engagement with the club on this complete case, the focus of which it being matters that took place over a decade ago. So as you can see here, that last bit over a decade ago, this, like I told you before, this has nothing to do with Todd Bowley, a Barney Clearlake. This is the previous owner. If Ron Babbage was still here, then yes, maybe Chelsea Football Club might be in big trouble. But for me, Todd Bowley wasn't a part of it, nor this Clearlake a Barley. So I hope the FA done that, you know. So now what I want the next thing to happen is that I want the FA to explain to us Chelsea fans and to the whole wide world what causes this. What causes this? Is it has something to do with Aiden Hazard or Willian? Is it something to do with our new owner spending much, so many players and all that stuff? I want to dive deeper and I want to look at the files. In fact, I'm just gonna have a quick check on I'm just gonna have a quick check on the files. So um let me just have a quick look at this and we'll see. And all right, guys. So I've actually got the website from ESPN. So basically, this is what Chelsea are accused of. So the FA said in a statement, the Football Association, with regulations and all that stuff. The football agent regulations indicate that the club must not use the services either directly or indirectly on a full on authorized agent in relation to any agency activity. A club must not directly or indirectly make payments to authorized agent in respect of any agency activity. Furthermore, Rule C2 states a club, player, or authorized agent must not arrange matters to conceal or mispresent the reality or any substance of any matters relation to the jurisdiction or content negotiation. And the relevant rules are working indirect focus on guarding against paying anyone on a doctoratically who is registered as much or who is acting under a valid intermediate contact. And also, if and also in July 2023, which is 2 years ago, Chelsea agreed to pay UEFA 10 million euros or about £8.5 million as a sanction for breaching UEFA club licensing and financial fair play relegations transactions taking place between 2012 and 2019. The club was paid at the time by UEFA, proactively approaching them to tackle the issue. Sources have told ESPN that the Premier League investigation remains ongoing, while the FA progressed to the case to the point where Chelsea must now to decide whether to contest 74 counts of rule breaching. A close source from the FA told ESPN that the September lighted deadline could they spend it if they choose to fight back. So Chelsea have really got two options. They either have to fight back or whether to contest. So listen, all I'm gonna say is that before I move on into my predicted lineup is for me the only way for Chelsea to get punished is to get a fine. That's the only way, and I'll tell you why. If Chelsea get relegated from the Premier League, then that's gonna be a waste of time which because there's 20 teams in the Premier League. There cannot be 19 or 18. It can only be 20. If Chelsea get relegated this season, then who's gonna then which one club from the championship is going to be there? Because there's so many of them. So that's not likely going to happen. And then the second of all is that people are saying, oh, Chelsea's trophy should be stripped in that season. Well, guess what? If that happens, yeah, then the fans will be upset. This will affect the fans because they had to spend all this money to watch their team win a trophy. In 2012, their fans had to travel all the way to Bayern Munich, hoping and praying that they'll get seeing their first Champions League win, and that's exactly what happened. People had to go to America, to Poland, to Baku, to watch their team lift the trophy. And if they remove the trophy, that means every fan that paid their money to watch their team week in and week out, it's all going to be a waste. It's going to be a waste because trophies is all that matters in football, winning trophies. So if that happens here, if they remove those trophies, then it's a waste of time. Then fans will probably waste their money and don't get refunded for that. So for me, the only way I'm hoping and praying is that we paid the same fine when we as we did to UEFA. That's all I'm hoping for. If I'm hearing that it's like £8 million or 10 million euros, the same as UEFA. And if that's the case, then fair enough. But we'll wait and see what happens next Friday. So I'm just hoping that Chelsea can dive deeper into the 74 breaches and let's see what the FA does. And I hope the FA understands and that this is only under the previous owner, not Todd Bowley, not Iqbali. No, this is Roman Abramovich. He's gone. No one is talking about it. He ain't coming back. So there's no point of us talking about Roman Abramovich anymore. So I'm hoping that we pay the £8 million and then we can forget about it. We can all forget about this ever happen, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this and let me know what if Chelsea's punishment would be. Do you think that the £8 million is fine? Or if you're a Warrior fan, what do you think the biggest punishment would be? But I'm just hoping and praying that it's only an £8 million fine. So there we go on that one. Now, quickly, I'm gonna do the predicted lineup. So obviously there's no Cole Palmer. Today there is no Isugo, which is disappointing because he is the Caicedo 2.0. Without him, it looks like Caicedo might not even get a break. So that's really disappointing, man. He's gonna be out for like 12 weeks, which is possibly he can be back in January, which is such a shame. Liam Delap, who we all know got injured, we all thought that he's going to be back in November. But today I watched the press conference and Enter Mosca said he will be available until December. So that's a huge shame. So, but the good news is that both Badishil and Lavia is back. Particularly Badishil, he's back for Chelsea. So it's going to be interesting what he can do under the new system. So yeah, both of them are back. So, but yeah, there's still no Cole Palmer. In the squads, there is no Liam Delap still, and there's no Sugo. So a few injuries there. But listen, the Brentford game is a must win. So starting in goal, I'm gonna go with Robert Sanchez, even though I think Philip Wilkinson deserves a chance, but Sanchez is still on number one, which is weird. In terms of right back, I mean, I'm gonna have to go for Malo Gusto because I thought he looked good against Fulham. So let's hope he do the same thing tomorrow. Left back, of course, is Kukurea. The two centre backs, I'm gonna go for Chalobah and Tosin. The midfield, I'm gonna go for Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. Hopefully, Enzo Fernandez has a much better game against Brentford than he did against Fulham. Because yes, he got a goal and an assist, but he was really bad. So I'm hoping that he has a much better performance against Brentford. In terms of left wing, I'm gonna go for Pedro Neto. I know many people want to see Gittins, but I think Pedro Neto didn't look good against Fulham, but hopefully he can turn it around in the midfield. Sorry, in the number 10, I'm gonna go for João Pedro. This guy is just doing wonders for Chelsea. And the one thing I will say is that João Pedro does have a good record against Brentford. Still looking for their win. So let's hope he can get their first win against the Bees. Right wing, Estefao, no doubt about that. Then up top, there's no Liam Delap. Nicholas Jackson is gone, but Mark Guru is back for Chelsea. Because of Liam Delap's injury. So Mark Guru is going to be playing up top, and let's see what he can do because the Conference League is very different to the Premier Leagues, and I just hope that Mark Guru puts in a much better performance than Nkunku did because when the last time he played against Brentford, Nkunku was playing up top and he just was really, really awful. Didn't make any ones. Just didn't make the correct decisions. He was just so poor, man, in Kunku. So let's hope that Mark Guru can have a much better performance. So there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna put him up top. So yeah, that's my predicted lineup. Now let me quickly move on into my prediction. I heard some people saying 3-0 Chelsea or 2-0, but I'm gonna go 2-1 because Brentford are a really good team. They really are. And I'm confident because Brentford don't have a good record at the GT Creative Stadium against Chelsea. So let's hope that record continues, and let's hope that we can finally win at the GT Community Stadium because the last time we did that was in 2022, funny enough. So let's hope that we can get a win. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea. I think that Jar Petro's going to score, and hopefully SFR will score. So it's a 2-1 tough game, but I'm backing my team to win, and hopefully they don't let me down tomorrow. So there we go. So yeah, man, that is it for this video. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what's your predicted lineup or what's your score prediction. Do let me know. Don't forget there will be a live watch along and a match reaction for the Brentford Chelsea game. And fingers crossed we can get to win and I hope the performance is much better because the Fulham game we got lucky, but we managed to win against Brentford, and I'm hoping to expect a better performance. Um, Under the new manager. And let's hope we can silence the GTO Moody Stadium and all West London. So there we go. So yeah, 2-1 to Chelsea. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. So yeah, live tomorrow 7:30. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And as always, up the Chels. Peace.